dash, but...
Okay, I mean, I guess it has a lot of individual agency, you could argue. Maybe it's also Upset's most comfortable of the three. So it should beat. Spell Shield against the empowered Q, like you can Spell Shield the stun, like, and just consistent auto attacks with the improved base AD. Ooh, Vladi.
Oh, Nuke flashes away, Vladi with the autos! Bird is the word for Vladi!
He is thriving in this arena right now. He is allowing, I mean, again, I won't outpush them, but I'll be fine.
Yeah, I can survive under the tower. Razork and Trymbi here fighting for a Scuttle Crab. The handshake back from Trymbi. Boukada looking for the fear here as well, as they will chase. Aegis Assault coming out from Razork. Root onto Vladi with that Rune Prism. We'll bring a Razork down to going through med school and such and starting to be a doctor. They'll say, if you hear hooves, as Boukada's going to force Lospa's fast, if you hear hooves, think horses, not zebras. As Grand Starfall is going to come out into a great handshake out of Trymbi. Razork walks out with the Aegis Assault, but the paranoia is there for the chase. Good stun out of Fnatic means that shifters aren't going to get anything more out of it. But yeah.
Top laners here in the LEC have similar preferences, but right now, speaking of Rooster, he's joined up with his jungler to contest these grubs.
That's the equalizer. Only a Haunting guys to back it up. Razork's going to go for the smite. There's the paranoia into the equalizer across the Nuke, looking for the Realm Warp as well. Trymbi there, but there's the Pop Blossom coming out of Lospa as he tried to delay Shifters from chasing the rest of his team down. He'll do that. Shifters do get the kill onto Lospa, who sacrificed himself for the good of the team.
Yeah, I mean, the Realm Warp was the biggest difference maker. Now, they are hovering around the bot side of the map. Razork does have his ultimate available. Pings are coming down.
Flash Tangle Bars for the follow. Grand Starfall out as well. Good handshake again. And Paduck is saved. That was so close, but Shifters able to walk Paduck out. Trymbi with a perfectly timed handshake.
Paduck is very scary right now, and this is a window where Shifters can gain a very solid early game lead.
Fnatic are going to start the Dragon up. Lospa looking for Trymbi. Eats the handshake with a shape splitter. Vladi's here as well. Good crystallize. Could cause their demise. TP coming in from the Ornn. He has the Forge God paranoia onto the backline. Heal up from the Aegis Assault and the Thunder Sky out of Razork. The Ornn Forge God comes through too, and Trymbi falls for it. Bails himself out, but still going under as Fnatic get their second of the game and will take the Drake alongside it.
The fight ends up devolving into two fronts, with which Fnatic is much more comfortable to collapse because they have the numbers advantage. The cost of this is the advantage that Rooster is gaining in the top lane.
Top lane tower.
Yeah, he's going to get the entire tower for himself. Look at the lead that he's been able to build up. Oh, nice wall.
Oh, Vladi, that's a blue wall here in Les Arènes. That was very nice as he locks Nuke.
So sending a bot?
I know why this happened. It's because Paduck got in, and if Paduck goes forward and hits the tower, he then is in a telegraph position. And you have Call of the Forge God and She-Bot for the follow-up.
I don't agree with it, though. I feel like that you should have just let it hit the mid-tower.
Without getting in it.
They are going to get another hit on the bot side, but this gives Fnatic access.
Oh, Call of the Forge God into Lospa flank here. Pop Blossom! There's the Call of the Forge God follow-up into a double root, and Paduck is dead! At the 20-minute mark, we see Paduck dying, but Rooster on the backline can begin to burn through. Upset opens up, though, and Rooster just can't get into the fight the way he wanted. Upset dashes across the wall and will chase them down. Rooster burning through Razork, but he's gonna die to Upset. His cock has crowed. As the chase continues, there's the slow. Upset cleanses it away. And Fnatic win the fight at the 20-minute mark. You don't know how it's going to happen, Betty, but you can be damn well sure it will.
I mean, all of the credit needs to be given to Lospa for that play. He finds such a fantastic...
He has TP as well, so he can always rejoin. Okay, it looks like they're starting the Baron again, or are they just claiming vision around it? No, they're definitely on it. Boukada and Paduck. So Spears with Kalista. We haven't talked about this in a while because we don't see too much Kalista.
Do they not know?
But it does a lot of damage. They know they're in there. They just don't know how low the Baron is because they don't have vision. Right? They had vision outside of the pit. Trymbi caught with a Flash Frost. Now they know the Baron's down to about 7k. Boukada having to run away. TP in from Empyros, and Shifters are like, okay, that's enough.
That, I think, is the most important thing, because they didn't really get any TP on the previous play. This time, though, getting the TP out of enemy top is really stock standard front-to-back team fight at a Dragon. That is the, in my opinion, worst-case scenario for Shifters.
Would you say getting caught in a side lane as part of the
Not ideal.
Yeah, so Rooster is going to have to flash away from the Flash Frost. Paranoia being used here to try and give Rooster the ability to get out, and they don't know he's in the second bush. Now they do. Vladi still has the egg, and he's going to be fried and go into it, but Razork has enough damage to get the kill onto Rooster. Pings things coming out towards the Baron from Shifters. Upset chasing in onto Paduck. Handshake out onto the Shape Splitter. In the end, Shifters just get a little bit of vision denial around.
Fnatic, I expect to turn their attention towards.
Oh, is this going to start it?
LeRyze has been spotted
walking into the pit. Grand Starfall coming out. There's a TP as well. LeRyze's bot lane without TP and without Realm Warp, and this Baron's already down to 10k. Trymbi, a hostile takeover to save the game. Handshake onto Bellow's Breath isn't going to do too much, as the Baron will fall for Fnatic, and Upset begins to turn his attentions elsewhere. Double pop blossom, double knock-up call to the Forge God, and Shifters answered the call of the Baron just a little bit too late.
It is completely over now. Fnatic, fantastic decision. Absolutely excellent. Oh, they're going for more.
Razork on the chase. Might just lose this to Nuke. He goes in, gets feared. Razork goes down, but Upset has the flank now onto Nuke. Paranoia out, Upset splashing forward. Rooster goes into the danger zone. And when you're there, there's not really any way out. Upset and Empyros secure the ace, as Fnatic will look to push in for the win.
Okay, that was definitely too deep from Razork, but Fnatic still make the play work. They get an ace, they'll get another tower. Everything is completely falling apart for Shifters. Fnatic...
Flames a bit of damage near the end, but doesn't matter too much as Empyros continues to hand out his ornaments. Interestingly, he has upgraded Upset's Kraken Slayer, Lospa's Rocket Belt, and nothing from mid-jungle.
Absolutely.
It's like, hey, we know our bread is buttered.
Absolutely. I mean, Lospa deserves it this game. He's had some great ultimates for sure. That river fight for the second dragon really, I think, swung the momentum in Fnatic's favor. But Shifters now on the back foot. They are basically relying on a miracle.
And the miracle might come from a Nuke flank who's just walking through mid. Instead, with the Paranoia going in, Nuke looking for the flank now. Rooster's almost dead. Trymbi gets called into Fate, but Fate has other ideas. Upset does fall low. Paduck tries to open up on him and gets him to the bailout. Now dashing around Fnatic, and the Nuke flank has worked. Razork's going to tempt the towers. Nuke and Paduck still stand. They'll try and get out of here. The jump across the wall from Razork will be enough. Paduck continues to dance around them, but Empyros charges him down. Fnatic lost their AD carry, lost their support, but still win the fight.
A bit too deep from the side of Fnatic, giving Shifters a moment of hope. But the fight doesn't quite go the way they want. Another
1,500 gold leads on 3 members of Fnatic. And even Lospa is joining that party. Paranoia in onto a bird with an egg, and Boukada walks into a Glacial Storm and has to flash away from Upset, who just opens up on him immediately. The flash away from Vladi saves at least
controlled by Giant X.
Yeah.
If we think about the context of our playoffs right now, it feels like Vitality, G2, MCoy, KC sitting around the top. Oh, Vladi.
Equalizer down to Vladi, who doesn't have flash, but does have flash frost. Flash over the wall, the stun still landing. Rooster in that overheat. Will he be able to burn through the bird in time? Vladi comes back up, and Razork's here to save his mid. Vladi survives. Razork makes sure that he does not go down. Now Paduck trying to open up onto Empyros. Call of the Forge God coming out. Upset the target. Paduck able to dodge to the side of it. Pop Blossom though again! Finds 3. Paduck comes back with a bailout, and Empyros doesn't have the damage to work his way through the Kalista. Boukada falling low. Nuke beginning to open up as well onto Lospa. Gets him with the spell Flux. Now has to fight off Vladi and Empyros and can't quite do that. The Sarah Shield not enough to keep him alive this time as Fnatic get their 20th kill on the board.
I mean, kind of a best case scenario for Shifters. But the problem is the Baron spawns in 8 seconds, and with Vladi alive, he can heal back up here. Now being worked on by Upset.
The possibility of this task being done has been extinct for quite a while. As there will be soul for Fnatic. Shifter's going to start up the Baron. Rooster will burn through this pretty quick. Razork, though, has the Grand Starfall and can close the gap rapidly himself. Nuke looking for a flank position to see if he can get some damage down. Trymbi also looking for that hostile takeover. Nuke's on the wrong side of this wall, and all of Fnatic begin to collapse onto him. Nuke is atomized. Empyros diving in as well. There's the Pop Blossom follow-up from Lospa with the 3-man knocker. But Guardian Angel, Boukada in that hostile takeover won't be enough to save his life. Rooster opens up with the Flame Spitter, but he's down as well, and Fnatic are just running them down. An easy enough clear up for the boys in orange and black here, as Shifters once again will be relegated to defeat. This time 0-2 in the series, 0-5 in the split. Fnatic finally finding their second win after beating G2 all those weeks ago.
Upset. Looks like he's not going to be able to find Paduck as Paduck gets away to safety, but those towers are going to drop. Shifters They will not be able to defend their Nexus. Paduck gets back to base, but it's a slim chance.
Yeah, there's nothing that Kalista can do with this situation, man. 3 members strong. Fnatic will hold him up. They'll take down the Nexus and secure their 2nd win of spring.
Well played by Fnatic. They went for a scaling front-to-back comp, and it paid off nicely. Some great team fighting from Lospa meant that when it came to the 5v5, they were simply stronger. And they start their weekend off with a 2-0.
Big win for Fnatic. Start of things to come as well. Tomorrow they play Na'Vi, then they face off against KC. It's an upward trajectory. It's also an uphill climb. Na'Vi obviously playing very well at the moment. You can vote one of the Fnatic players in your player of the series. Vote Vladi, Upset, and Lospa are your options. I mean, Upset had 2 very good games.
That's what I mean.